Rain at Spa-Francorchamps is supposed to be a signal, a warning that what's about to unfold won't be ordinary. It should mean chaos, unpredictability, and the rawest form of motorsport. But this time, it meant delay. Over an hour of dead air, a parade behind a safety car, then just 9 laps of racing on slicks. What should have been a legendary wet Grand Prix turned into a procedural exercise in risk management. And for Max Verstappen, it wasn't just disappointing, it was offensive. A track he's dominated in all conditions was now robbed of the one thing that made it great adversity. This wasn't racing, it was bureaucracy on wheels. He had gone Elin for the conditions. Red Bull made significant setup changes, more downforce, more grip, all betting on a wet race. But when the track dried and the chaos never came, all that preparation turned into a liability. Verstappen's frustration wasn't about losing a win. He still won. But what he lost was the chance to fight, to take the kind of victory that matters, more than numbers or trophies, a win earned in survival mode. Spa didn't allow that, and that's what he can't forgive. Max's anger wasn't isolated. Fans echoed it. Lewis Hamilton backed him. But across the grid, a quiet divide emerged. On one side were the gladiators Verstappen and Hamilton who lived for the extremes. On the other side were voices of caution. Carlos Sainz, George Russell, Pierre Gasly, all praised the FIA for finally listening to the drivers. After all, it wasn't long ago that Silverstone became a lesson in what happens when caution comes too late. Drivers' upland visibility vanished. In Formula 2, Isaac Hayar plowed into Kimi Antonelli simply because he couldn't see him. The crash was brutal, preventable. So when Spa looked similarly dicey, race control did what they thought was right. They waited. But waiting isn't neutral. In Formula 1, the clock kills opportunity. And when the rain eased, the sun did what F1 wouldn't. The drying track made wet racing impossible. Ironically, the safety-first approach cost us the very racing it was supposed to protect. By the time conditions were finally safe, the drama had drained from the circuit. No wet tire battles, no visibility fights, just safe, sterile laps. And it's here the core problem surfaces. Safety in F1 is no longer just about collisions. It's about optics. And in that PR war, the wet tire has become symbolic, a relic nobody really uses. At the heart of this debate lies a tire no one wants. The full wet. It's supposed to be the gladiator's weapon, the tire that digs through standing water and gives drivers a fighting chance. But it's become the safety car tire. Teams only bolt it on when there's no racing. The minute the race starts, everyone switches to intermediates, even if there's still water on track. That's what happened at Spa, because modern wet tires are practically obsolete. They move water, yes, but not fast enough for today's aerodynamic monsters. The cars throw up clouds of spray so dense, it becomes impossible to see, even if the car handles fine. By the time visibility clears, the track's too dry for the full weights. So why run them? It creates a ridiculous paradox. F1 can't race in heavy wet conditions because drivers can't see. But once they can see, the wet tires are useless. And this isn't theoretical, it's mechanical. Spa's drainage is exceptional. The moment the rain stops, it doesn't take long before the slicks come out. What used to be a gladiatorial battle against elements becomes a 9-lap cruise to the finish. No wonder Max was livid. His car was set up for rain, his skills built for it. But there's no glory in beating the weather anymore, not when the tires and the rules are at odds with each other. This didn't happen in Bahrain. It didn't happen in Abu Dhabi. It happened at Spa. And that's why it cuts so deep. Spa-Francorchamps is sacred in Formula 1. It's not just a racetrack, it's a proving ground. Steeped in history, shrouded in mist, corners like Eau Rouge and Rhédelin aren't just asphalt, they're symbols. Dangerous, unforgiving, beautiful. But they're also lethal. In recent years, we've seen tragedy unfold at that very section of track. Drivers crashing. In wet conditions they couldn't even see. So when the FIA delays a start there, people listen. But that very reverence is also the problem. Spa is meant to test courage, not avoid it. So when Max says the sport is losing its identity, he's not exaggerating. Spa was once the ultimate equalizer. In the rain, a backmarker could dance with a frontrunner, a legend could be born in a single lap. Now Spa is dry before it's safe, and safe before it's worth watching, and the fans know it. They came expecting a show. They brought umbrellas, flares, hope, but they got silence. Rain delays, formation laps, and finally, a tame, uneventful procession. The soul of Spa didn't just dry up, it was quarantined. And if it can happen here, it can happen anywhere. Let's be clear, no one is asking for recklessness. No one wants to see another young driver lose their life. But that doesn't mean the answer is to sterilize the sport. There's a difference between safety and surrender. Formula 1 has always walked that line, pushing machines to the edge while protecting the people inside. But today, the pendulum may have swung too far. If we can't race in the wet, if full weights are obsolete, if the spray makes visibility impossible, then what are we doing? Just waiting for the track to dry and pretending that counts? New cars are coming in 2026. There's talk of redesigning for less downforce, less drag, better wet tire compatibility. Pirelli is experimenting with compounds that might handle transitions better. But the reality is, until those changes arrive, Spa won't deliver what it used to, and that matters. Because Formula One isn't just about engineering perfection, it's about emotion, adrenaline, that gut punch when a driver flies through blinding spray and comes out ahead. That's what we're losing. So yes, Verstappen's complaint is valid, and it's not just his. Hamilton's been here before, so have generations of fans who remember the classics Brazil 2016, Silverstone 2008, Monaco 1984, races that defined eras. Today's version, clinical, cautious, and increasingly forgettable. If you believe F1 should be more than just a science, experiment on four wheels. If you believe the range should still matter, then make your voice heard. Comment below, share this video, and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that matter. Because this isn't just about Spa, it's about the soul of racing itself, and whether it still has a place in the future of Formula One.